Welcome back. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, man, I've got a lot to share with you guys, but we're going to just we're just going to do it in phases and stages for you guys. That way, you guys, if I unload a ton, you guys are going to forget it. And it might not make sense this time, so I want it to make sense. So we're going to share it through time as facts happen so we can, walk you to the finish line with precision accuracy, okay? So here's the first part. I've already told you guys Iraq is going to pull a fast one on you. Iraq is going to do something they're going to kind of be like a magician, do a sleight of the hand, something that's going to really upset many, many, many investors, okay? That step probably won't happen until January, guys. When that step does happen, I will bring it forth and make it known to you, okay? So that'll be the first part, and then somewhere after I've got to see the timing on this, but somewhere after they approve the 2021 budget, I will have more to share with you, okay? So those are some key things you want to look for. Like I said, somewhere probably in January is probably where they're going to really come out and pull a fast one on you, and they're going to this event will probably really upset you and discourage you. It could cause a lot of people to even get out of this investment, guys, okay? When that step happens in January, I will gladly share it with you and let you know what it is, okay? And I will even have more to share with you at that time. And then again, the other thing we're looking for is somewhere after Iraq approves the 21 budget, timing in that at which I share this with you will be important. So I can't just do it. It depends on when they approve the 21 budget, but I have to really share it with you at the right time. Okay, so those are the things I've got a lot to share with you, but I want to do it at the right time so that you can see, wait, this happened, and then he shared this, and so you can kind of see the flow and see everything coming together like clockwork. Everything has to fall into the puzzle at the right time, so you can see it coming together in that way. It makes sense to you. Okay, I don't want to give you too much. All right, so as you guys see right now, Iraq's putting a decent emphasis on increasing their exchange rate. So here's an article from the 24th on that. We already read this to you guys. Here's another one on unifying the exchange rate from the 25th. Okay? So most of you have probably already seen this. The title of they call for the reforms on the central bank and unifying the exchange rate. So they call for restructuring of the central bank in line with structures of international central banks with the unification of the exchange rate in all banks. The exchange rate is very important, and major change in the exchange rate and the float will be a disaster for the economy, and its consequences will be complex, and the economy will not recover for decades. An example of this is what happened in Jordan, Egypt, and many other countries. Al-Samari said in an article. He pointed out that the gradual change is very important and it is necessary as the local currency and its stability are among the most important tributaries of the economy's strength. He stressed, first, the central bank must be reconfigured in line with the structures of the global central banks and have a committee of experts who do not interfere in the executive matters, specializing in setting and monitoring policies, and is not subject to the government and does not interfere in its policies. He also stressed the exchange rate must be the same in the banks. As for the black market, cancellation of exchange companies specialized in taking hard currency from the central bank and selling it in the market and resulting in great corruption. He called for the price to be the same in the bank and the cashier, taking into account the sale and purchase commission canceling of the auction, selling the currency, and making it available to all the banks and exchange companies for legitimate dealings of import and export and the needs for citizens. It is not a reason for smuggling money, especially the money of corrupt deals. So as you guys see right now, they're putting a decent emphasis on the exchange rate, unifying it, and adopt a real rate, okay? Guys, it's really good that they are now putting an emphasis on this, but I want to stress something to you guys, okay? Typically, look at the white paper reforms, guys. They put a huge emphasis on that clear back in earlier of June of this year. It easily took them 3 to 4 months to get the white papers ready. Same with the borrowing law. They talked about the borrowing law for 3 to 4 months. They didn't even get the borrowing law approved, guys, till November. Okay? I'm trying to show you when Iraq puts an emphasis on something, this is not my opinion. It takes them 3 to 4 months for them to actually do something, get it done, and get it implemented. Okay? I'm stressing that to you. Right now, they're putting a huge emphasis on the exchange rate. That's great. We want to see that. But again, when they put an emphasis on something, their historical patterns, not Jeff's opinion, their historical patterns, it takes them 3 to 4 months to typically get stuff implemented. Okay? That's Iraq's historical factual patterns. Okay? So, and now I want to stress something to you guys. The 21 budget, okay, did not have anything to do with the timing of the fiscal year. Here's what the borrowing law was actually for. The borrowing law was nothing more than Iraq to position a payment. Iraq's goal and objective is to implement the reforms in Q4. You can see that. They already told you they're going to implement the reforms around mid-January. Okay, they told you that. So their goal is to implement the reforms in their Q4 for their fiscal year of 2020. They implemented the borrowing law. The borrowing law, guys, was only 12 trillion Iraq dinar. It's nothing more than a quarterly payment for the reforms. But here's the awesome part to that. Because they have positioned money for a payment on the funding of the reforms, I want you guys to think about something. Try to think about something in Iraq that currently absolutely requires the rate change. There's only one item. It's the funding for the reform. So, guys, reform payments absolutely do require the rate change. So because Iraq has set money aside and positioned money to make a quarterly reform payment in Q4, they've also confirmed to you that the rate must change by the end of Q4. Okay, so right now Iraq has confirmed to you the rate does have to change by the end of March of 21. Okay, because that's the end of their fiscal year. And Iraq has set money aside for a reform payment in the fiscal year of 2020. So because they're telling us they have a reform payment due in Q4 of their fiscal year of 2020, guys, they're telling you the rate also has to change in the fiscal year of 2020. So we have that confirmed. So that's really our window for the rate change, guys. It's any time from now through the end of the fiscal year of 2020. So by the end of March, that's our window for the rate change, okay? Now, here's what I want to share with you guys. Iraq has said, guys, and this data does stand true. So this is true, what I'm going to tell you. Iraq has told us that the rate must change at the beginning of a new budget fiscal period. Okay? So their new budget fiscal period, Iraq's new budget fiscal period for the 21 budget, guys, will start in April 1st, okay? And that 21 budget has reform funding in it. So they do have to walk into the fiscal year of 21 starting April 1st with a new rate. Okay? Because that's what they've told us. Okay? So I'm bringing you the real hard facts. That's what I'm trying to show you here. Okay? I have a lot more to tell you, but we're just going to limit it. Again, we're going to do it in stages and phases for you guys. So as this unfolds, we can bring it to you. You can see everything falling right in place at the right time, and it'll make sense as it's happening, okay? So again, Iraq, because Iraq does have a reform funding payment due by the end of March, okay, that's really the window for the rate change, guys. They have to change the rate between now and the end of March of next year, by the end of their fiscal year of 2020. Okay, but the rate also, they have to walk into their new budget fiscal year of 21 with a new rate ready to go for the 21 budget, okay? So those are the key things I want to share with you guys. We have one more article to look at. Actually, we already read this one, okay? A new statement for the Financing Committee on the Economic Reform Plan. Finance Committee in the House of Representatives, Al-Jabari confirmed on Wednesday that it is not possible to guarantee the success of any government plan to reform without political and popular support. Al-Jabari said in a statement received by people that everyone is calling on the government to act immediately on financial and economic reforms. Al-Jabari added, "We must deal positively with mutual remarks about the financial and economic reform plans and not blame the failure on one side only." He pointed out what the country possesses in terms of large resources requires positive and fruitful cooperation from all legislative and executive to make great use of the item and not to rely on one party to bring money without assistance. He stressed the necessity of positive engagement with any legislative and governmental plans and reforms on both sides and not expressing negative opinions and positions towards any reform step whose results are waiting on the people to overcome their ordeal. There you guys go. So now here's what we're going to do. I've got a lot to share with you guys, but we're going to break it down and do it in sections. Sometime in January, Iraq's going to pull a fast one on you. In January, Iraq's going to do something. Okay, it's going to discourage many investors, and they're doing this to make you think the rate is not going to change. Okay, when they do this, I will bring it to your attention because many people will get discouraged and upset, and because some other gurus out there have made statements that have misled many. Okay, these statements made by other gurus that I think probably quite a few of you guys have listened to, and I'm not going to say what it is, okay? But when this event happens, gurus that get shared with you this incorrect information and tremendously misled you, okay, they're going to be in the wrong, and this is going to discourage many investors. Some may exit and get out of this investment, possibly, and sell off their dinar, okay? When this happens, though, I will be sharing that with you, and again, it's going to be in January. I will share it with you. I will update you on it so you know to just walk around it and move past it, and you're not upset by this, okay? It's this event is doesn't mean anything, but again, many people will be discouraged by this event, okay? And I will bring it to your attention when it happens. Then I have quite a bit more information to share with you after Iraq approves their 21 budget. Once they do approve their 21 budget, I will share it with you sometime after that, but I have to share it at the right time, okay? So guys, I have a lot to share with you, but we're going to do it in phases and stages. That way you guys see this puzzle coming together correctly and it makes sense to you and you're walking in the right direction, okay? So hey, you guys are the best. God bless each and every one of you guys and have a happy Thanksgiving. Take care.